Moving on to people who can't keep their ex's name out of their mouth. We have our friend Willis Raburu, entertainer extraordinaire and a TV host. He was recently speaking to a blog and he said, I haven't moved on from the divorce and child loss. And this is what he had to say. The reason a lot of people know about my relationship is because of social media. And looking back, if I had an option, I wouldn't have advertised my relationships on social media. Not only do you feel the heartache, it comes with the embarrassment as well. Everyone is always gossiping about you. You'll hear people whispering about your business. Divorce and child loss is something I wouldn't wish on even my worst enemy. Here's the thing though. Willis has already moved on, you know. He did divorce and they had a tragic loss that happened to them. It was very heartbreaking on both parties, but he has moved on and he has a new family, he has a new kid, and he has a new wife or a new girlfriend. And this does not it does not put a stop to the legitimate emotions he still has over the loss and the tragedy of his child. But also I'm wondering, why is he still bringing his ex-wife into the mess? Because she never talks about him. She does not do interviews about him, you know? But he's always speaking about, my ex-wife did this and this. And if you read on into the interview, he goes on to say that their marriage was not working, this and this and this. How does it feel if your boyfriend goes on an interview and talks about his ex-wife very passionately and then comes home to you? Because it's giving me very mixed reactions because I don't get it. And it also brings us to our question today. How is there a limitation to what you post on social media about your loved ones, because I don't think there's a problem with it. I could post my man on social media, no problem. I could post my kids, my family, so that people can be relatable to me and my content, blah, 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 blah. But I don't see how that is going to ruin your relationship, you know? It just sounds like an excuse to me. Because we remember the drama. The internet never forgets. We were told facts that we will not repeat here because we don't want trouble, we don't want the smoke, yeah? But we have an idea of what went on. So for him to go on a blog and start talking about, even after therapy, things were not working, when we know what happened, what really happened. What do you think about that?
I think this is a man who had a woman and didn't take her for the amazing person that she was in his life at that very moment. He took her for granted every chance he got. He took her for granted every turn. Like, we would see how he would act with her. We would barely, he's saying that he put her on social media where? Me, I'm like, the last time I saw Maya Prude on an interview or on anything in terms of blogs and everything was after their child, right? That's when we started seeing pictures of her. To be all the way honest, I didn't even know how she looked until this whole drama broke off, right? So when he says that he used to put her on social media, I'm like, which social media? Because me, the one I've been looking at, I wasn't seeing her. I didn't see you posting her. I didn't see you talking about her, being all lovey-dovey, or even when you were having issues, I didn't see all of that happening. All I know is that there was gossip in the back burner based on all the things that you used to do behind the scenes. All the bad, horrible things that happened, and she didn't feel the need to talk about them in public because, first of all, it's embarrassing. Yeah. Who would want to start talking about how their man is ill-treating them and all of that behind the scenes, and yet no one outside here knows? Yeah. Number two, he has a much bigger platform when it comes to social media, right? So then he had the chance, the ability to bring her up, all that amazing stuff that she wanted to do online, you know, just being an influencer, doing all those things, her business, supporting her business online. He could have done that, but did he? No. Nope. He was all quiet up until the baby. Yeah. And that was such a sad story. Let's not take away from the fact that it was such a sad story. Yeah. They truly did go through a lot when it comes to that child. But then where was he a few months later? Wasn't he taking pictures with another woman who had a baby bump for him? Yeah. And was it how many months later? A few months. It was a really short period. And was that baby bump as small as a few months? Did it compute? Did the math? The math was not mathing. For me, the math was not mathing. True. So it just means that other things were happening in the background. And as much as you keep saying, you know, crying us a river about how you're sad and you miss her, great, we understand those emotions. They're so raw, especially when it comes to a child who you were expecting to have with this woman and you no longer can speak of, you know?
Yeah.
It was it was tragic. Honestly, it was tragic. But Maya has been doing so amazing. She's
Yeah.
out here slaying on the gram. She's out here living her best life. So why are you trying to drag her back in your mess? Sir, you will not cause Maya to come back to you and start cheating on your new girlfriend. We refuse. Maya, we are with you. Do not go back. Do not go back. You keep pushing forward, keep focusing on yourself, keep finding your inner peace because, honey, you need it. And you cannot have it. Clearly, you will not have it anytime soon. So we sympathize with the loss of your child, but we are not for this mess. Stay on your lane. Talk about your new babe. Post her. We want to see her. So that when she leaves, you don't start saying, oh, I wish I did. Post the new girlfriend.
Because if you see right now, he speaks of not posting his relationships on social media.
That
But
is
right now,
constantly-
if you go through his feed, it's all about him and his new girlfriend and their baby. It's all over there. So we don't get the... He did contradict himself.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Maybe
it
just
is what it is.
Was it? Let's call it a moment of weakness, you know,
Yeah.
a moment of emotional, you know, nostalgia or whatever it is. But let's. This is it. This was it. You said it once. Let's not talk about Maya again.
I guess we're not friends anymore. I'm so sorry I did this story.
We're sorry. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Moving on swiftly, the number is still 0777293666. Do you think we are talking out of term when we say that Willis needs to just leave Maya alone and focus on his relationship and stop dragging her into his interviews? Just don't do it. If someone asks him, he should just say, I am no longer willing to speak about that story. That's all I want to hear.